In this video, we're going to be talking about church Facebook ads examples. And this is probably the number one question I get about church Facebook ads all the time. I've been doing this for years, and people always want to know, Chris, can you show an example of your ads? So in this video, we're going to do exactly that. Hey, what's up? Welcome back, guys. Now, I have been doing Facebook ads for churches for the last 7 years, and we've been able to help thousands of churches attract thousands of new visitors using Facebook ads and technology. So in this video, I'm literally going to walk you through step by step some of my most successful ads. The only thing that I ask is that you don't go steal these ads and go run them for your church, right? So a lot of these churches took hours, some of them even weeks or months to write because we split test them, and then I ran them at my church or some of my client churches. So I'm going to show you, I just ask you, please don't go steal these ads and run for your church. Just use these as kind of a jumping off point to inspire you, and then go write your own. Okay? Let's dive in. All right, so this first ad is actually an ad that I did for a church a couple of years ago, actually, but it was really, really successful. So the church was about 2,000 people. We had 107,000 impressions and over 25,000 people invited to church. All right, so the frequency is 4.23, which means 25,000 people saw our ad 107,000 times. So the average person saw it 4.23 times. Right, so this particular ad had 1,164 clicks to the website, where we actually took them to an Easter page that talked a little bit more about what we were doing for Easter, and we only paid 37 cents per click. So you can see the total investment was $433, and why it was a larger church, the result is that that church of 2,000 had 3,500 people show up on Easter. So not too bad for a $400 investment. And as you can see, the ad is pretty simple, right? So all we did is use a picture of Easter eggs, and we just said Easter at Faith Church, a live petting zoo, and Pastor Jim's new series, Do-Over, right? And this graphic right here just said Easter at Faith Church. And then we just said, hey, come celebrate Easter. Right? So very, very simple, but you can see just when you get the targeting right and you're inviting people out to something like Easter or Fall Festival or something that they want to come to, we don't have to do a lot of explanation. All we have to do is connect with them and give them a reason to come out to church. Okay, let's take a look at another one. All right, so this is one that I did for my church. And we just wanted to tap into all the people that came to church when they were a kid, but probably left because it was boring, right? So we specifically just said, hey, remember when you were a kid and church was boring, boring? Well, we remember too. That's why at Guts, we've made it our mission to make church fun again. Come check us out this Sunday, and we'll hook the kids up with free ice cream. Our kids' church has a huge playground, basketball court, rock wall, and a zip line. The Bible lessons are fun, vibrant, and sticky, and kids can earn GK bucks to buy prizes for learning their memory verse. Your kids will beg you to come back. We have free coffee every week, and you can feel free to take it into service with you. You'll love the music, and the preaching is anything but boring at Guts. Oh, and no need to dress up. Just wear what you normally wear. See you this Sunday at 9:30 or 11 a.m. We don't judge, we help people win. Okay, so on this ad specifically, you can see that all of the copy is very laid back. We tried to make it as if we were writing from one friend to another, right? You don't want to try to impress your 12th grade English teacher, right? This wants to be, you want all of your copy to be very conversational and laid back, almost like you were texting a friend. And one of the things that I always like to do is pull out some of the sticky things about your church that are going to make unchurched people want to come to church. Right? So whether or not you agree with having free ice cream and a huge playground and a basketball court, because I get a lot of emails from people saying, there's no way you should have that stuff in church. Okay, so regardless, so whoever it is that you're trying to reach, we're trying to reach young families, especially unchurched young families. And so we know the best way to do that is to talk about what a great time the kids are going to have when we come to church. We've invested a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources into our kids ministry. And so that's why we've put a lot of different sticky things out there that are going to make them want to come to church, right? And what parent doesn't want to take their kids somewhere where afterwards they beg them to come back, right? That happens to Chuck E. Cheese. It happens in Incredible Pizza. It happens when you take them to the park. So we want that to happen for church as well. So we're targeting all the people, especially in Tulsa, where our church is. There are a lot of de-churched people. So these are people that maybe went to church when they were younger, but then they stopped going, right? So they're not unchurched, but they're kind of de-churched. And that's specifically who we were trying to target with these ads, is young families who maybe went to church when they were younger, but now that they're older, they've kind of left the church. And we want to reach out to them and kind of change their perception that church is boring. And we want to do it by targeting their kids and what a great time their kids are going to have. All right, let's check out another one here. This is a really simple one. Again, one that we wrote at my church. But with this one, we just said, hey, want to raise your kids in church? Start this Sunday. right? And the idea behind this one is that I've talked to so many people when they had a kid for the very first time, right? These are people that used to be really far from God and would never set foot in a church, and all of a sudden they're holding a baby, right? This life that they created, and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, I got to start going to church, right? I gotta raise this kid in church." But they feel compelled to raise them in church and set them on the path that they should go. And so what I realize is a lot of those same parents that I would talk to, by the time kindergarten rolled around, right, it'd be like the first day of kindergarten, they're putting them on the bus to go off to kindergarten for the first day, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's been 5 years. I've got to raise my kids in church. We got to start going to church." So we simply wanted to say, "Hey, you want to raise your kids in church? Start this Sunday." Right? Simple, easy, and very effective. And we used a picture of a baby with amazing eyes to try to stop the scroll and get people to read the ad. And again, you can see this is really, really basic, very, very simple, and it was really, really effective. All right, let's take a look at another one. Now, with this one, I literally just kind of made up a holiday, and we just said, "Hey, this Sunday is International Go Back to Church Sunday." Did I just make that up? Yep, sure did. But if you're reading this, it's not an accident. What if this Sunday is the day everything changes for you? What if this Sunday is the day you finally find what you've been looking for? You can wear whatever you want, drink coffee in the sanctuary, and meet some great people. We don't judge, we help people win, right? And so you can see this ad, we actually said, "Hey, we're saving a seat for you." And the headline is, "This Sunday is International Go Back to Church Day." Right? So now what I did find after this is there actually is an International Go Back to Church Sunday. So I thought I was making this up, but I found out a couple of months later there actually is a day like that, right? But we ran this for a couple of weeks, and the idea of this was just to kind of be a little bit playful, right? A little bit kind of humorous, and kind of connect with people who live within driving distance of the church, right? Basically say, "Hey, it's International Go Back to Church Sunday," right? Well, yeah, sure, we just made that up, but if you're reading this, maybe it's not an accident, and maybe for you it really is International Go Back to Church Sunday. So you can see with this ad, we had 205,000 impressions. We had 71,000 people invited, right? So 71,000 saw this a total of 205,000 times. We had just over 2,000 clicks to the website where people could learn more and plan a visit to the church. 32 cents per click, and we had a total investment of $674. Now, my church is kind of large, so the results were kind of hard to measure that Sunday. My pastor said it looked like an ocean of people out there even during the early service. Right? So obviously we connected with people, and a bunch of people came back for a holiday that we kind of made up called International Go Back to Church Sunday. So before I get to my last couple of ads, if you're finding this content helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. I come out with brand new videos every day, 5 days a week. Okay, so next up here is one that I ran for a church of about 120, and they were doing a free pictures with Santa Sunday, right? So this is just a regular day in December. This wasn't like their Christmas Eve service or anything like that. Literally just a free pictures with Santa Sunday. Okay, so we said Santa is coming to Encounter Church in Tulsa on Sunday, December 11th. Bring the whole family for a fun, safe day with Santa, free candy, and the warm, friendly environment of Encounter Church. This event is 100% free and open to the public. Free candy, free hot dogs, free popcorn, free family photos, and every kid gets a free Christmas stocking. Mark your calendars for Sunday, December 11th, and don't miss Pictures with Santa at Encounter Church in Tulsa at 28th and 129th. We can't wait to meet you. Right, so for the headline, we kept it pretty simple. Free pictures with Santa. The description, we just talked about some of those sticky things that would make families or kids want to come out. You can see we had a church size of 120 people. We had just over 11,000 impressions. We reached 8,000 people, so we had a frequency of 1.37, so every single person saw that just over one time on average. We had 236 clicks to the website, 33 cents per click, and we only spent $78, right? So church of 120 only spent $78. But the cool thing is 47 new visitors showed up on a single Sunday. So 11 families came out on the Pictures with Santa, and it was a total of 47 new visitors, which is pretty darn cool, especially for $78. Okay, and here's one for a fall festival at that same church, right? This one says, "Hey, fall festival this Sunday at Encounter Church from 1 to 3 p.m. Bring your whole family for a day of free candy, food, carnival games, face painting, and bounce houses. This event is 100% free and open to the public. We can't wait to meet you." Right, so for the ad creative, we just used a picture of a bunch of Halloween candy, right, just to kind of stop the scroll and get parents to take a look. And then our headline just says Fall Festival, free candy, food, games, bounce houses, and face painting. So you can see this ad did really well. So we had just shy of 7,600 impressions, over 6,000 people invited. We had 238 post engagements, meaning people who liked, commented, and engaged with the post. We had 167 clicks to the website, paid 37 cents per click, and we only spent $61 on this ad. But pretty cool deal. That church of 120 had over 500 people show up to their event because of this Facebook ad. So $61 on Facebook, and over 500 people showed up to an event at a church of only 120 people. And finally, we'll show you one more. Now, this is for Wes and Jen. These are some of my friends down in Tampa. They were actually moving churches. They're actually moving from an elementary school to a high school, right? And typically, whenever you do that, especially as a church plant, you lose about half your people. Right, so at the time they were running about 350 people, and so for 4 weeks we ran this ad. So I actually put the ad copy over here on the left because it got cut off when I took this screenshot. Right, so this is actually a video of Wes and Jen, right, a selfie video, and we shot it vertically like that just so it takes up a little bit more room in the newsfeed. And we just said, hey, need a fresh start. Right, so in the ad copy we said, what's up, Tampa? We do things a little differently around here. We don't believe in boring services or judgmental people. We're a church where you can come just as you are and wear whatever you want. We believe that real, authentic relationships is what church is all about. Will you come be a part of our grand opening at Wharton High School this Sunday on August 19th? Click on the Learn More button below to get more details. Now, here is kind of the crazy part. This church was running 350 people, and they were moving buildings, right? They were 4 weeks out from their grand opening in the new building. Again, typically you lose half your people whenever you move buildings as a church plant. But instead, this church went from 350 to 800 in 4 weeks. And all we did was run a series of Facebook ads just like this one. All of them had selfie videos of Pastor Wes and Pastor Jen in those videos, and all of the copy was pretty similar to this right here because we wanted everything to have the same look and feel. And we swapped those videos out every single week, and when the grand opening came, they ended up having 60 families who signed up for Plan Your Visit, and over 800 people showed up to that church. So 350 to 800 in only 4 weeks, not too bad. All right, so if you like this video and you want to learn more about how to use Facebook ads and social media in order to grow your church, or if you just like to talk about having me and my team set this up for you, all you have to do is click on the link in the description below or go over to churchgrowthagency.com, check out the free video, and we'll see you soon.